Good evening. I'd like to call the August 22nd Mccracken Fiscal Court meeting to order. This time I'd ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Here.
Commissioner Byer.
Here.
Commissioner Wathen.
Here.
And Judge Lee.
Here. This time, Commissioner Watson, would you share a word of prayer, please?
Sure will. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are thankful for all the gifts you've given us today. Father, we ask as we come tonight, we pray for guidance and wisdom and direction in the decisions we have to make. We pray for good health and happiness and prosperity for Mccracken County. We ask all these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you. If you would, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's nice to have a large crowd. That sounded very nice. Not always used to that. This time I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the August 8th meeting. Motion by Commissioner Byer, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Minutes are approved. We have several discussion items tonight. The first one involves the Joint Sewer Agency. Mr. Hodges, if you'd come forward.
Somebody kind of short there for just real quick. I know it looks like you guys are busy tonight. The sewer agencies across the country have pre-treatment programs for industrial users, in other words, producers of high-strength wastewater. Sewer agencies are required to have an industrial pre-treatment program. It's required by the feds. We have basically the federal program here in Paducah. We have four constituents that we can apply a surcharge to high-strength wastewater. An effluent parameter called biological oxygen demand, total suspended solids, oil and grease, and ammonia. And we have surcharges already in place for the top two, biological oxygen demand and total suspended solids. At the request of some of our industrial users, we've added surcharges to oil and grease and ammonia. We've just never carried them before. We could surcharge for them, but we can't. It's a lengthy discussion of why you surcharge versus why you write people up and put them in the paper, but I guess they'd rather pay us than put them in the paper. It's really no issue for any of our industrial users to pay these surcharges. We're actually implementing these at their request. What it does is it makes them in complete compliance with our rules and regulations. We don't have to write them up, and nowadays most of your companies don't want to be written up in the paper. So our board has instituted a 35-cent per pound oil and grease surcharge and a 59-cent per pound ammonia surcharge, and we'll be applying these surcharges. We're just now reissuing industrial use permits. Paducah only has 9 industrial use permits, 9 or 10, so it's not really going to affect any regular customer. But we are instituting these at their request. So I just have to come in front of the Fiscal Court and the City Commission and do public testimony because I am a special governmental entity. According to House Bill 1 that was passed a few years ago. So that's what I'm doing here. I can entertain any questions that you guys have on that.
Question,
Does it create any treatment problems for you?
No. What the way in our ordinance is written, basically by federal law, you can surcharge people if they don't cause a problem to your treatment process. So no one in town causes us a problem with our treatment process. So we really don't have any issues, to be honest with you. Any industrial user that we require to pre-treat, they do, and they do with no issue. It's just a question of every now and then you have a limit on a parameter that you're supposed to allow, and if someone's just a little bit over it, it doesn't really affect us. But if we can't surcharge them, then we have to actually write them a notice of violation. Well, both the state and the user say, well, you need to just institute a surcharge, and that will make you in complete compliance. So that's just what we're doing.
The bottom line is it saves them money, too, that they don't have to pre-treat. Is that
That's right. Well, it doesn't save them any money. We still require pre-treatment for the people that we require pre-treatment for. It keeps them, when they report to their corporate, they're able to say they're in complete compliance with the permit.
But there's no increased cost for the sewer district?
No, actually, we'll make a little money on it, and we won't have to put ads in the paper. It's not going to make or break anything. I can tell you that. I mean, it's not going to substantially change the money that we make at all, but
thank you.
That's it.
Any questions, comments?
Do we need a motion?
No, it
Just a
was
public
passed
hearing.
by the sewer board, so, but according to House Bill 1, anytime that you institute a new rate or a fee, you have to do public testimony for it.
Sure.
That's the purpose of me coming.
I want to make one comment, not about that. I want to do, I had an issue at my neighborhood a few months back, and I want to compliment the response of the sewer district to take care of that. They came out, the men that came out were very conscientious to take care of it. It was a Friday afternoon. They could have said, you know.
Oh, it's always a Friday afternoon, Bill. That's the way it always goes, and it picks up right before a holiday.
Right, and they could have said, we'll be back on Monday, but they made sure that everything was going to be secure and there wasn't going to be any problems over the weekend. I really appreciate that, and they really did a good job. Are very responsive, very friendly, and appreciate the work they did.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have the people we have working for us,
All right.
so they're good staff.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none. Thank you, John.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate the work you do. Next, we're going to go through the tax rate reports from the various special government entities, and I would ask that when you get through, if you'll remain and not leave after yours is done, we'll have, before we start our actual items of work, we'll give you all a chance to leave if you so choose. It's not the most interesting stuff we get to deal with later, but if you all will stay at least until we start our work, and I'll give you the opportunity to leave at that time. I'd certainly appreciate that. I want to go with the order that I have these in front of me, and that's no particular order other than how they were handed to me, so we're going that direction. I have Reland Farley Fire District is the first one I have. Hello, Chief Archer, how are you?
I'm good. Chief Archer with the Reland Farley Fire Department. Our tax rate this year will be a .071. Was a .072 last year.
Anyone have any questions? Do y'all have any plans for any of the additional revenue, or you all?
We do. We've actually ordered a fire truck. It'll be delivered in April.
Now, gentlemen, just for your information, we won't take action on these tonight. This is, once again, for informational purposes only, as required by the new statute. Any other questions, Chief, before we move on?
And you're taking the 4% revenue increase, right?
We are, yes.
On existing property?
Correct.
Right, okay, good. Thank you.
Seeing none, thank you, appreciate that. Next one I have, and if I miss somebody, you're not off the hook, you have to confess and let me know at the end. West Mccracken Fire, Chief Elrod, I believe.
Good evening. I'm Donald Elrod with the West Mccracken Fire Department, and I did provide you with a handout. Commissioner Byer was nice enough to hand that out to you. Just want to go back for a couple of minutes and look at what's happened to us in the last few years. If you go back to 2012, our tax rate was set at .062, and there was $833 million of taxable property at that time in the West Mccracken District, which generated income of $516,000. 2013, we set the tax rate at .062. At that time, there was a taxable property, $712 million, and we took in $420,000, a loss of $96,000. 2014, we set the tax rate at .062. The taxable property went down to $611 million, an income of $379,000, a loss of $137,000 more dollars. 2015, we set the tax rate at .062. Taxable property went down to $360 million. Income generated was $223,000, a loss of $293. For those 3 years, the total loss in taxable property in the West Mccracken District was $475 million, and a loss to the fire district of $526,000 in income. Nevertheless, the board has voted to again this year to set the tax rate at .062. We'll continue to hold on while the USEC closing and all those kind of things level out exactly where that $475 million in property went. We have no clue.
Y'all have some very nice facilities, some nice equipment. You've been able to maintain all that with the reduction in revenue in spite of that?
We went into reserve a little bit. It's going to come back. We're projecting $270,000 this year. It stopped us from building a third station, which we needed for ISO grade, which we did improve from a Class 5 to Class 4. But if we'd had a third station and a certified burn building, we would have probably gone to a Class 3. So that's set us back quite a bit for that.
What is a certified burn building?
Well, it's like a 3-story building it's made of steel, and you set hay bales and stuff on fire in it. It produces heat. It's specifically built to a certain spec. And what happens on that is ISO does not count our training in buildings, any building, if it's not done in a certified burn building. So we had all of our structural firefighting training thrown out on this last inspection because we did not conduct it in a certified burn building.
Where's the closest one of those?
Lone Oak's got one. Right now, we have asked Department of Energy to let us use one that's at the OUSEC plant, and we're working on that now, trying to get access to that.
Can you use either one of those and get the rating, affect the rating?
Yeah, but see, we have to move our people across the county, which we train every week, but we only get about half our people every week because they're on shift work. That's a good thing because it gives us some day people. But the other part of that, we'd have to leave some of them behind in order to cover the area and just send a very small portion of them, which just leaves too few people to train together as a team. So it's pretty hard to do it any other way.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Is that the one over there by the JSA? It's got the tote boat. Is that a certified burn building there too? The one that's the structure there next to the...
Yeah, it was at one time. I don't know if it is now or not.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. Next, the one that I have is Concord. Chief McGowan. Hey, Chief.
This evening, Bob McGowan, Chief of Concord Fire Department. Just here that Concord Fire Department has set its rate, stay the same as it was last year at .075.
That will give you more than a 4% increase in revenue, is that correct?
I believe that will, my treasurer, I looked to see if those here behind me, he's not. I wouldn't have known. But yes, that is correct.
Well, what is the percentage increase?
I don't know either. We just know we leave a rate the same. It was at .075, and we just...
You don't know how much, you don't know the percentage increase?
He's saying that Ron says no, that I was asking my treasurer. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that calculates out to be. We leave a rate the same. This 4% and these things that y'all calculate, I know we're exempt from that part of it as far as how we calculate it through House Bill 44 that we're not in, so I don't know. I've never actually run the numbers on that, but we could if you want to see it, but we know we left our rate the same at .075.
So you're treated differently under House Bill 44 than what other taxing districts are, all
correct.
Fire districts are, right?
Not fire, all the fire districts are correct. They're exempt from House Bill 44.
Right, so you can maintain your tax rate and...
As long as you don't go over that 10 cents, yes, you can.
Okay.
Anyone else?
So you're going up from .06, oh, you're staying the same, .75.
.075. Correct.
Do you have plans for the additional revenue you'll have? What will that be used for?
If we get it, and we were, I think that run was short last year, correct, Ron? But if we get it, then we'll work that into the budget and try to get that, if we know exactly what that amount will be when it does come in. But
and what do you need it for? Why do you have to go that high? Or that much of an increase? What are you going to use the money for?
Well, first off, our budget was set before we even knew what the projection was of the income, so we had to have our budget in before then. So, but what we're going to use it for, I mean, at that time, I'm not sure we're
day shift.
I mean, right now we put it in for day shift, and we may be increasing that now since we have some extra revenue trying to get some day coverage since we're short on volunteers and we don't have them.
So you're going to pay your going to go to a paid?
It's a paid on-call, yes. We started 2 personnel, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. That started July 1.
Okay.
But it's nominal fee.
It is a nominal fee. It's
not employee.
Correct, they're not employees. They're standby volunteer.
But you indicated, though, that if you get it, you're going to work it into the budget. But why do you need that much additional revenue?
Well, I don't know that yet. We're working on that. We didn't know. We set the budget, and then the revenue come in. We've only had 1 meeting since the revenue changed. We cut back on some things, not knowing that the income would be coming in. Now we're going to go back and meet and see what we're going to try to fill some shortfalls we had when we were looking at our budget before we knew the increase.
What are some examples of the shortfalls?
Well, I mean, one thing on the day shift, we didn't go in to cover, we only kept it to a minimum. I know that was something we discussed. There were several options of what we were going to do, and it was left at a minimum. There's some paying on a bond that we may go ahead and move, and I could be speaking, if you want to jump in there, Ron, but there's some, we may pay extra on our bond. That's something that's being discussed to get that paid down, because we bonded our building when we built it.
The budget was about about $30,000 or $40,000 going into reserves because we didn't. We were doing the day shift coverage. We didn't want to change the rate, and so we're about $30,000 to $40,000 going into reserve before we got the tax rates.
How much do you have in your reserves now?
We came in with a balance of about $260,000.
But that's the total you have in your reserves?
Yeah.
Or is that reserved from this year, from 1 year?
No, that's a total.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, John.
Thank
Appreciate it.
y'all.
Next, I have Hendren.
Hello, I'm Tom
Chief.
Lowe, Assistant Chief Hendren. We're asking for a 4% increase in revenue this year. On real property, it equals out, last year was 0.060. This year it'll be 0.061 real property. And you go down to the personal property, it goes from 0.59 to 0.061. Equals out to about 3 cents on the $100 valuation. We've had a lot of cost increases this year with the 911 fees that we just can't afford, and that's where most of this increase will be going.
Has your contract gotten settled yet?
Sir?
Has your contract?
We have sent it in. We haven't heard anything back from the city yet. It has been signed and sent to them.
Good. Anyone else? Thanks, Chief. Appreciate the work you do. Next, we have Lono.
Good evening. I'm Irv Smith. I'm board chairman for Lone Oak, and this is Chief Larry Freeman. At our July meeting of the board, we set the tax rate at 0.043, which is a decrease from 0.044 from the previous year. That will net us an increase of about $4,500, $5,000 that will hopefully cover our radio contract fee.
Anyone else?
So you're going with a compensating rate rather than than an increase in revenue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
That's correct.
Good. Glad to hear that somebody's.
I assume your contract's not complete with the city yet on the 911.
No, sir. Mr. Clymer is working diligently on that. We have signed one. Just waiting for that to all go through the process. But we're hopeful it's done.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chief. We'll call you back up in just a little bit. Next, we have Melbourne New Hope. Anyone here from Melbourne New Hope? Doesn't appear to be. Gentlemen, for the information I've got, it appears from what I can see here that they're going to take a compensating rate .043. And then for real property, .044. If I hear anything different between now and when we have to move forward, I'll let you know. That appears to be what's going on. Also, we have the library here tonight. Do we have a representative from the library? Do we have anyone in the audience who want to raise your hand if you're here to support the library? That's what I thought.
Welcome.
All right.
I'm Rachel Norton. I am the president of the Board of Trustees for the library, and we voted at our last board meeting to take the compensating rate, which is .06 on real estate and .0683 on personal property, .05 on motor vehicle.
Any questions? Last year I asked a question about the reserve. There was about a $5 million balance. Can you tell me what the balance is currently?
Currently, it is 475. We have that allocated into operating revenue, which we usually don't start receiving our tax revenue until about 5 or 6 months into the fiscal year. So we have allocated $1.7 million to cover roughly 6 months of our operating budget during that time. We also have, we have to account for our pension fund obligation now as a government agency. That is $1.3 million, and so that actually gets us up to a total of $3 million out of that reserve. The remainder is split between our maintenance reserve, which our building is over 50 years old. We are, of course, keeping it up, but we expect that there can be expenses that are unforeseen. So we have a maintenance reserve, and then we have actually an additional operating reserve just in case something were to happen in unforeseen circumstances.
Most of that reserve, though, will be repaid by the end of the year, is that correct?
Correct. That of the operating, yes.
Right. So of the $3 million, roughly, most of that will go back into the reserve when
well,
you get your tax revenue.
The 1.3 on the pension, we always just have to, as that, we have to just hold on to that, and we can't really touch it. But the 1.7, yes, you're right, that would be repaid.
And what was the reason for the decrease in your reserve this year? Was it the operating expenses?
We had actually budgeted for, zero, but the expenses, the reason for the reduction in expenses.
In the reserve, it was over $5 million.
Oh.
I think when you reported last year, you said it's 4.75 now.
Well, we ran a deficit this year. We actually went into our reserve by, let's see, $259,000. And actually, we're projected to run into our reserve again this year as well. So,
Is that in operating expenses?
yes.
Anyone else? Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here. Next, we have the mental health group.
Terry Hudspeth with Four Rivers Behavioral Health. And our current rate is .011. Our compensating rate actually will end up being .011 when it's rounded up, so we're keeping our same and compensating rate all the same. So
Appears the rates remain the same.
yeah.
Very good. Any questions? Thank you, Terry. Appreciate the work you do. Next, we have the public health, Mccracken County Health Department.
I'm Claudia Stoffel, board member, Mccracken County Health Department.
Elizabeth Smith, and I'm the administrator for the Mccracken County Health Department.
And we're going to, our tax rate the same as it's been, .024.
Point out, gentlemen, I have the opportunity to serve on this board, and I can tell you that's been held at this for a long, long time, but we were cautioned at our most recent meeting that due to effects of state government cutbacks, if you will, to the purchase regional board, it's likely that sooner or later they're not going to be able to hold on to this record of holding the rate at the same rate for much longer, but we certainly appreciate the efforts of doing it thus far.
Thank you.
And appreciate the efforts to conserve the money, but provide the service, and we appreciate that also. Any other comments? Very good. Thank you, ladies. Is there anyone else here that has been requested to be here? Yes, thank you. Would you come forward, please?
I'm Denise Woolley. I'm the FCS agent and the fiscal contact.
And I'm R.C. Turner, board chairman.
Okay, for 2016, the real property, we set the tax rate at 2.59. And personal, we kept the same from last year at 5.75.
I watched the meeting from last year just to kind of refresh myself, and I asked about the new building, and last year you were talking about the rain had finally stopped, and I guess tonight you would say the rain has finally stopped.
Well, the rain has affected us, yes. We hope to be moving in October.
September 30th is our latest promise date.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to hold them to it.
Very good. Well, I know it's been a struggle, but we appreciate all y'all do for the community and appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Mel Renucco.
We will lock down the building and come around.
Well, if you want to come forward, we've kind of run through yours, but we'll let you make sure we're on the right page. I appreciate you making the extra effort.
Thank you very much. Frank Mazook, Treasurer, Melbourne, New Hope Fire District. We are accepting the compensating rate of 0.43, and for real property, personal property, 0 on inventory, and 0 on aircraft, watercraft, and in-transit inventory.
Very good.
I left a copy at your office, and if you need another copy, here it is.
We're good. We're good. I appreciate your effort and appreciate you. Leave that with Ms. Brown. Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience at the door.
Right.
Anyone else? We have 2 other items. One is our Paducah Junior College. Did you all get that copy? You probably did not. It's remaining at .021. And then we have our rates, which once again we're not voting on, but we have the .0981 and .1012. Very minimal increase in the .0981 was .0980 last year, and a decrease the other direction was .1020 last year and .1012 this year. So assuming we don't make a decision to make a change before our meeting when we vote on this, they'll remain nearly the same. That being said, Mr. Smith and Jeremy, I believe you all have some comments you'd like to make and special recognition that you have. I want to give you a chance to do that tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. I'm Irvin Smith. I'm the medical director for Mercy Regional, so I'm switching hats from Lone Oak to Mercy. But we received the American Heart Association's EMS Lifeline Gold Award this year. That's an award given to ambulance services to recognize their work with emergency cardiac patients. And in our community, we have a team approach to that, and we applied for this award as the lead agency. I wanted to recognize the other team members. Last year, we just did this at the office, but I appreciate the opportunity to come down and give these agencies. So I'm going to, Chief Jeffrey with Mercy Regional here is going to help me with these awards. Just ask these folks to come up from Barkley Airport Fire Rescue. Got Chief Johnson. From Concord Fire Department, Chief McGowan. From Hendron Fire, Assistant Chief Lowe. From Lone Oak, Chief Freeman. From the Mccracken County Sheriff's Department, Chief Turnbow. Reedland Farley, Chief Archer, and West Mccracken, Chief Elrod. We include our law enforcement colleagues with this. They're out on patrol, so it's not unusual for when there's a medical emergency for a law enforcement officer to be the first on the scene, and they've been very critical for good outcomes. There's 16 ambulance services in the state got this award, either bronze, silver, or gold. There were 8 other services got the gold award. There were no services west of I-65 that received the award. So we're very proud of it, and we're very proud of our first responders that work with us. And we thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Chief and Mr. Jeffrey. We appreciate you all using our meeting to present these awards. What you all do for the community and your service and working with our first responders, we all count on you. We appreciate you there. I know, Dr. Smith, you're quite a unique person in the roles you hold with the ambulance service and the fire department. I think that plays a key role in being able to put these kind of things together for our community, and we certainly appreciate Mercy and what you do region-wide, but especially for Mccracken County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, this is when I told you all that if you didn't want to watch the business portion of this meeting, you're welcome to go. We'll give you 30 seconds to exit the room, and then we'll continue on. All right, gentlemen, I believe it's time for us to move on to agenda items, and number 3 happens to be the budget transfers. Ms. Brown?
I ask for a motion on those.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion on the cash transfers? Seeing none, ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Next accounts payable, Ms. Brown?
Total $316,120.18.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Next, court orders, Madam Clerk.
It is ordered to accept the Mccracken County Clerk's monthly report of delinquent tax collections and distributions for July 2016 in the amount of $113,124.99.
Motion,
So moved.
Commissioner Byers, second. Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to pay Small Property Management LLC, also known as Pro Real Estate LLC, also known as Small Properties LLC, 3835 Maxon Road, Paducah, Kentucky 42001, $5,000 for right-of-way and easements as shown on parcel number 73 of the Maxon Road reconstruction plans.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
On the Maxon Road project, Mr. Moore, how's that going? Do we have all the right-of-way now? Are we pretty close to it? Is this the last right-of-way? So that means you'll be able to move to the next phase of construction, is that right?
Yes, that is the final right-of-way acquisition. However, we're still in the utility relocation component of the project, and our target date is to advertise the project for bid in late December, early January, and hopefully be under construction as soon as the weather would break after that.
So early 2017, then it'll be.
Yes, sir.
And how long is construction then estimated? Or is that
Probably
something you don't know yet?
15 to 18 months.
Okay. Thank you.
We've recently had some success, thanks to Mr. Moore and others, in getting some permitting done that could have cost us a great deal of time, but due to his due diligence, we've one step ahead. I appreciate that very much.
We were lucky.
Yeah, well, it's
Sometimes
nice to
you
be
make the
good.
luck.
Appreciate your service. Nice to be good. Don't have to count on luck as much. All right, we've made motion and had the action on that item, so we'll move on to item C, Madam Clerk.
It is ordered that Ryan Wilcutt be hired as a road deputy effective July 16, 2016, at an annual salary of $48,000 less statutory deductions. This salary includes the annual $4,000 incentive pay. It is further ordered that Ryan Wilcutt be paid a training stipend of $1,500.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to pay budget expense items for August 2016 and charge the respective account county clerk salary 01-5010-101 $50.
Motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Byers, second.
Second.
Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Lori Odie be hired as a part-time deputy clerk in the Mccracken County Clerk's Office at a rate of $12 per hour starting September 6, 2016.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen,
Second.
second by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of the following Road Department 2016 summer laborers. Alec Terry, effective August 3, 2016. Adam Helton, effective August 4, 2016. Cameron Gudgel, effective August 5, 2016. Kyle Garner, effective August 12, 2016. And Brennan Worth, effective August 31, 2016.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered Kenneth Sims in litter abatement resign his position as of August 31, 2016. As a part-time position, there will be no vacation or sick time to be compensated.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second
Second.
by Commissioner Wathen. Any other discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to pay the Civil Air Patrol $3,000 for fiscal year 2016-2017.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Bartleman,
Second.
by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to approve the retirement of Hazel Brady. Her termination date was July 31, 2016. At that time, she had leave balances of 279 sick days and 47.5 vacation days. She will receive retirement service credit for her sick leave balance and will be paid for her vacation and compensatory days.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of full-time Deputy Jailer Stephen Riley effective August 13, 2016. He has no time accumulated.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Forrest Alexander be hired as a full-time deputy jailer effective August 13, 2016 at an hourly rate of $12.25 per hour less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further orders of the court.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Bartleman, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any further discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that John Manahan be hired as a full-time deputy jailer effective August 9th, 2016, at an hourly rate of $13 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further orders of the court.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Byer first, Second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any other discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman?
aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Ryan Hills be hired as a full-time deputy jailer effective August 8th, 2016, at an hourly rate of $13 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further orders of the court.
Motion
So moved.
by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any other discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of full-time deputy jailer Jacob Taylor effective August 8, 2016. He has 10 vacation days and 22.5 sick days. He will receive retirement service credit for his sick leave balance and will be paid for his vacation days.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Mccracken County enter into a mutual aid and assistance agreement with the Kentucky Division of Emergency Management and thereby become a party to the Commonwealth of Kentucky statewide emergency management mutual aid and assistance agreement.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered proposals for banking services from Paducah Bank, Banterra Bank, Independence Bank, First National Bank, BB&T Bank, and Community Financial Services Bank were received by the deadline of August 19th, 2016. All will be taken under advisement.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen,
Second.
second by Commissioner Byer. Any further discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to approve the Mccracken County Sheriff's settlement of 2015 tax collections, subject to audit by the Commonwealth of Kentucky Auditor of Public Accounts.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any further discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to advertise for bids to retrofit the locks at the Mccracken County Jail.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Bartleman, second
Second.
by
Second.
Commissioner Wathen.
Any question?
Yes, sir, question?
Is this part of the work we're doing to make things more efficient, or is this separate
No.
from that?
No, this is independent of that. We allocated an amount of money that I will not reveal at this time in the budget to pay for this, assuming
Okay.
bids come in appropriately.
I know there was some discussion of that during
Right.
all that, and I didn't know if that would be part of that.
Yeah, there was a discussion that it was a possibility and it didn't
Okay,
come
great.
into
Okay,
fit.
thank you.
Appreciate the question. Anyone else? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Aye.
Commissioner Byer?
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Now, for item S, which is not on the agenda, was prepared, I would ask if there are any objection to adding an item S, which is an order for the first reading of an ordinance, which we found out late last week is required to move forward with our lease purchase agreement with U.S. Bancorp for our energy savings performance contract. We had ordinance prepared this afternoon with a summary. If there's no objections, seeing no objections, I would entertain a motion on an order for the first reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Madam Clerk, you have the honor
All righty.
of reading the brief summary.
It is hereby ordered that pursuant to KRS Chapter 67, the first reading of ordinance number 2016-12 shall be conducted in summary format as follows. Commonwealth of Kentucky, Mccracken County Fiscal Court, ordinance number 2016-12. An ordinance authorizing the financing of a guaranteed energy savings agreement through the execution of a lease purchase agreement with U.S. Bancorp. The present ordinance authorizes the financing of a guaranteed energy savings agreement through the execution of a lease purchase agreement with U.S. Bank Corporation for a principal amount not to exceed $3,149,377. The present guaranteed energy savings agreement and the financing thereof have been negotiated and executed in strict compliance with KRS Chapter 45A and directly further the county's policy to preserve to the greatest extent possible the natural resources which produce energy by maximizing the use of energy-efficient measures in the construction, renovation, and maintenance of buildings owned by the county and to incorporate cost-effective energy efficiency measures into its buildings. It is hereby certified by the Mccracken County Fiscal Court that the present summary represents an accurate official statement of the main points of the contents of ordinance number 2016-12. Ordinance number 2016-9 shall be available for public inspection in its whole and complete form in the Mccracken County Judge Executive's office during ordinary business hours.
I believe we've got a typo there. Anybody want to offer it?
That should be
Do we have a
12.
motion yet?
We do.
We have a motion second already?
Yeah.
Okay, we need an amendment, motion to amend to, on the last sentence to say 2016-12.
12.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The motion is approved. Now we already have a motion to second on the amendment. So, that's the clerk. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Walden.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Thank you, everybody, for your indulgence, and thank you, Ms. Brown and Mr. Clymer, for your hard work this afternoon getting this put together, and I appreciate everybody's tolerance. This is going to require, what we're trying to do by moving this forward is to get this, we've been talking about this since a year ago, June, and this should be the final step to move forward, except for the second reading needs to be on August the 31st at 9 a.m. So I'm going to ask you all to check your schedules and see if we can get a quorum together August 31st at 9 a.m. to get this through. We have an extension already on the rate from the lending institution, and that was the extension. So we're trying to get this done in a timely manner, and if we can get three together, we will do that. You can be here. All right. So if we can get one other one, we think we can do it. All right, we'll be ready to move forward, and we appreciate the indulgence of the various departments and elected officials. We've been promising this for a long time. It's going to be a bit of a challenge as we go through it. People will be inconvenienced a little bit, but we'll all be better off in the long run, and I appreciate your indulgence. Some of the negotiations with AOC and all that kind of stuff have been trying, to say the least, but we've finally gotten to the point where we can move forward, so appreciate you all letting us do that tonight. The next item would be an executive session. And
what about board appointments?
I'm sorry?
We have board appointments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Appreciate that.
It is ordered that Mary Hoy be appointed as a member of the Carson Park Board to a term expiring August 31st, 2019, or upon further orders of the court.
Motion by Commissioner Byer. Second by Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion's approved.
It is ordered that Deborah Edmonds be and is hereby appointed to serve as a member of the Paducah-Mccracken County Convention and Visitors Bureau to a term expiring December 31st, 2016, or upon further orders of the court.
So moved.
A motion by Commissioner Watson, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Just for your information, it seems like a short period of time she's filling out the role of Becky Straley, who has taken a position with CBB. And brings a lot of experience into that role, so I think this is a win-win. I think Deborah's going to be a good appointee.
She'll be good.
And I believe Becky's going to be a good employee. So I believe the CVB is going to be well served by this action. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. It's approved. Is there any need for executive session, any members? Seeing none, any comments from any commission members? Nope. No comments. I'd like to make just one, and that is congratulate our clerk. She has, I think, almost fully implemented a computer software update that she got a grant for.
Yes, from the Department of Library and Archives.
And it's about $65,000 worth of work, and it's going to make her office more efficient.
Yep, we got it installed August 1st, and very excited about it.
Is everybody working okay with it? Cause
yeah. It has been a little bit of adjustment for myself included, but yeah, I'm in there learning it myself. But yeah, I'm very proud of it, very appreciative to the state for awarding it to us.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, communications upgrades can be a little bit anxious time.
Yes.
So we congratulate you and appreciate you and your staff going through that to make your office more efficient.
Thank you.
Good stuff. If there's nothing else to be brought before the board, I would entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion by Commissioner Watson, second by Commissioner Byer. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all very much.